If you're one of those people who is not confident driving in the snow, you're not comfortable driving in the mountains, we really suggest traveling is out.
A blizzard slamming the Sierra right now is creating a dangerous situation for folks living there. Safety officials now urging drivers to stay away as the storm is set to dump several feet of snow.
Across the high country, whiteout conditions on the roads forcing people to think hard about making that drive over the mountains. You're not supposed to. And we can see we have eyes on Highway 50, I-80, Heavenly Ski Resort, and in the valley, which is not being spared from the rain as well. So a lot, we've set the stage for you, showed you the pictures. That's what's happening to the moment. Welcome back. I'm Walt Gray.
And I'm Conchetta Callahan. It is day 2 of our storm watch coverage. Overnight, that blizzard bringing in lots of snow, as you just saw.
That's right. This morning, ABC 10 tracks the latest impact from this storm.
Our storm watch team is covering several angles. Meteorologist Rob Carlmark and Jordan Tolbert are keeping track on this storm's movements and how it's impacting drivers this morning.
First, though, our Monica Coleman live from I-80 at Applegate. That's the Chains on location. Monica, what are the conditions like where you are?
Hey, Walt, good morning. So the rain is starting to come down right now, making roads pretty slick, and that wind is blowing, making it pretty chilly as well. But you can see behind me, cars are creeping up to the stop because this is where chains must be on. This is the chain check at Applegate. You can read the sign. It says all trucks must stop. Chain check in effect. And this will be a powerful day when it comes to the weather impact. The blizzard is officially here. Today is expected to be the biggest impact day. With heavy snow and strong gusts, there is predicted to be 12 feet of snow on the interstate, and snow on 80 will happen today. The message this morning and throughout the day is to stay at home. Caltrans says they are preparing for the blizzard. Leading into the storm, Caltrans says crews focus on laying down salt and sand to help increase traction to prevent freezing of the snow. Caltrans crews are working to clear debris away with snow plows. Conditions will get worse today into Saturday. Caltrans says they are keeping an eye on the conditions in the sky and on the roads to determine closures of the highway.
If the blizzard is severe enough over the next couple of days, where the snow rates are heavy, we are seeing those gusty winds, and it's near zero visibility, they will ultimately pull the trigger. If it's not safe, because you can easily be disoriented in those type of conditions, they'll close the highway in both directions.
Caltrans says spinouts could cause additional closures on the interstate while CHP works to clear the scene. So avoid trying to drive at high speeds or taking alternative routes that are not advised by Caltrans. And a really good reminder this morning that when chain controls are in effect, the speed limit is 30 miles per hour. Unless you're on US 50, it's going to be 25 miles an hour. And today you must stay weather aware and weather alert, so to make sure that you have everything you need to know if you do have to get on the roads. Check in with Jordan and of course Rob Carlmark for a look at the forecast.
All right, Monica. Yeah, and you know, if you're listening at home, you're thinking, well, I couldn't hear what she said at the end because of the wind. That's part of the story.
Right.
The story is, Jordan, that the wind is a major factor in the valley as well as up high. And where Monica is, if you're not familiar where Applegate is, it's a little bit up the hill from where Auburn is.
Right, where trucks have to check in and make sure they have chains and everything, so.
Exactly. So this is just the beginning. You see the snowy images behind us. So let's go ahead and lean into this because as I keep mentioning this morning, this is still the beginning of where we're going. In the valley spots, we realize that, you know, some of you don't care about the snow at all because you're not going to be spending any time there. So for you, remember, you still have a storm to get through. I know it's Friday. We want to move into the weekend, but you have continued spotty rain, and it will be heavy at times. So you really got to download our app, watch the radar, and plan what you're going to do and what you can't do because we still have some heavy rain potential over the next 2 to 2.5 days. In the Sierra, as we all know by now, this is a crippling combination of snow and wind. And remember, folks, even though we've seen some wind, some snow, some impact so far, this is still a top-level storm, and we have not even arrived to the peak of this. This is going to happen later today, certainly in the overnight hours and through the day tomorrow as the really cold air arrives. Backing up the radar, you can see we've got a combination of rain and snow. Snow right around 5,000 feet, and the storm, well, basically is still just going to continue. We've got a couple more days of this with rain and snow, and the blizzard conditions, that's that combination of really heavy snow, blowing snow, and really strong winds. The peak of that has not even happened yet. That's going to be happening later on today. Although yesterday I saw a lot of conditions with heavy snow at Donner Summit, 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's definitely blizzard conditions in the moment, but we've got more sustained conditions like that later on today and tonight. And the bottom line is that the 5 to 10 feet of Sierra snow, it's not all going to happen in one day. It's going to play out over 3 to 4 days, and this is only day 2 of 4 that we've got to deal with. So, Jordan, one of the major impacts really is the roads. So tell us what's going on.
Yeah, you know, outside right now, obviously I saw a spin out earlier this morning in the eastbound lanes of Interstate 80. And of course, we have chain controls, and you can see why right here. Here's I-80 at Castle Peak. You can barely even see that roadway this morning. And along Highway 50, we also had some snow operations in that area, avalanche control. That traffic has since been released. But as you can see, no one's out there right now because the snow on the ground is going to be such an issue for drivers today. So as the experts have been saying, stay home if you can and delay that travel. Now this morning throughout the mountains, not just 80 and 50, but also along 88, 4, 108, we're seeing chain controls, we're seeing closures. Carson Spur closed right now this morning along 88. Ebbets Pass is closed, of course. Chains start just past Camp Connell. Sonora Pass is closed along 108, and those chains start just past Long Barn. So if you live in those mountain communities, definitely going to want to be careful out there today as well, and then also aware of those closures. So Drum to State Line is where we see chain controls along Interstate 80 this morning, Highway 50 between Sand Flat and Myers. So once again, you know, as the experts have been saying throughout this entire morning, you heard Jeremy Linder earlier in the show, you know, if people aren't comfortable driving, if people can delay their travel, then they should. Exactly.
And, you know, with some of the images earlier, you know, say for Echo Summit, if you stay between the guardrails, that's where the road is. At times, you will not be able to see them. They will be covered with snow. And then you just have an issue of just trying to figure out where the road is. So thank you so much for your update. Again, we're still in the beginning of this major storm.
Okay, Rob and Jordan, thank you so much. We are actively monitoring school closures and power outages. As of now, no major outage has been reported, but we'll continue to monitor that for you. Meantime, just into our newsroom, we're learning that the Truckee Unified will have a snow day today, so no school. Sierra Plumas Unified students will also have a snow day. We're still waiting to hear from several other school districts this morning, but definitely check before you get the kids ready and head them off the door today. Likely at least a delay, maybe a cancellation.
Yeah, your time now is 6:37. Take a look at this. This truck blocked all lanes for several hours on I-80. This was yesterday. They had to hold traffic at the Donner Lake interchange. CHP says the driver has minor injuries this morning, and their message is simple. Please stay home, stay away from the mountains to keep you and your family safe. Now, all of this new snow is great for skiing and snowboarding, but it will be almost impossible to get there. Several ski resorts in the Sierra closed temporarily because of the storm. That included Heavenly and Sierra at Tahoe, which remains closed. We do have more information on our website at abc10.com. So now let's get over to Walt for an extended version of this. Hey, Walt.
Indeed, extended it is, Conchetta. Thank you. Getting snowed in and is absolute danger with the storm, but some people are actually looking forward to the several feet of snow that is coming down right now. Meteorologist Rob Carmark joins me now. Rob, come on in here so we can chat. So getting stuck in a situation, in an avalanche, or you're in over your head, not good. People need to be aware of this.
Yeah, this is something that we really need to keep top of mind, which is deep snow safety. So, you know, a lot of skiers and snowboarders, they really favor these conditions. It's really what a lot of people dream about and think about. But you have to remember there is a price that you could pay very dearly when you are in deep snow. So let's go ahead and talk about some deep snow safety. We talk about avalanches all the time, but a more consistent danger is falling into a deep well below a tree. And that's where you can get stuck or even suffocate. Unfortunately,
ski these shorter pitches. So somebody can ski and you watch them go and then they stop. And then you go and they can turn around and look at you. So that way you're always in contact with each other when you do that.
Now that gentleman is from Ski California. It's an organization that works with nearly all the resorts in California focusing on safety. And really top of mind is to ski or board with a buddy. In this rescue, for example, that person that was buried was not with anybody else. That person just happened to stumble upon him and was able to rescue them. If you are stuck in a tree well, you simply cannot rescue yourself. You need help with others. So please ski or board with a buddy. Even if you don't know somebody next to you, say, hey, it's deep out there. Let's go together and we can get through this safely. Because my biggest concern is not only during the storm, it's going to be afterward as well. So some other options are to bring a cheap whistle so that other people can hear you if you get stuck, having the ski patrol's number in your phone so they can help assist, and also even having snow safety gear like a shovel or a probe or a transceiver, because you have to understand the risks. Skiing in deep snow, trust me, can be really fun, but it can also be really bad if that situation unfolds.
All good safety tips. And cheap whistle, huh?
Yeah.
You're pushing the cheap whistle today.
Hey, I'm cheap. I'm getting.
Okay, Rob, thank you. A reminder, we continue to track this storm. The ABC 10 app is the best way for you to stay informed. Hourly and daily forecasts. You can also upload weather photos and video. You might just see your work on our air. We'd love to have you send it to us. It is free to download wherever you get your apps. And don't forget, when you do get the app, turn on the notifications.